Wisconsin's 2018 season was more of a down one. They ended up going 8-5. Still made it to a pretty good bowl game to play Miami. Ended up winning that, but really the end of the regular season for them was pretty bumpy. What are they going to do in 2019 is what we're going to be going over today. We're going to be going over a few players that Wisconsin will be returning, who they're going to be losing, and also we're going to look at their schedule for the first time this offseason. Here's a few points to notice. In 2018, once again, they went 8-5. Jack Coan will likely start at quarterback next season. They do not have Hornibrook next year, it appears. They lose 3 offensive linemen. Ingold on offense. So really losing Ingold, that is going to be one of their bigger losses as well. They lose 1 defensive lineman, 3 linebackers, and 1 safety on defense. They're losing 5 players on defense. That could affect them a little bit. But really their defense was really their bright side last year. And I think that, last year, all they needed was their offense. If their offense could have played better last year, this could have been a very dangerous team. But they were not able to do that, and that's what ended up causing them to go 7-5 after the regular season. Defense has losses, but could still improve. 9 or 10 win season in 2019, that is up for a question. That's the big question. I don't think that they're going to be able to get the 10 wins. I think 8 or 9 definitely is possible for them, but it all depends on Jack Coan, I think. If Jack Coan can play well, if he can play better than Hornibrook did, and if they can use his potential, I definitely think Wisconsin can make that 9 and possibly even 10-win season next year. 2019 outlook, though, is good for Wisconsin. I do not think that they're going to be worse next year than they were this year. Here's their schedule, and really it's not too tough. They got at USF first game of the season, so they do start the game on the road. But however, after that, they do not have to go on the road until October 19th. So they get a month and a half at home after that USF game. That will be pretty helpful. Especially to be able to start the season on a good note. If they can beat USF, you got Central Michigan, they are beatable. Then you got Michigan, that's going to be a tough game. Northwestern could be a tough game. But looking at this, if they can beat Michigan in Game 3, that'll probably be the depending factor as to how well they're going to do this season. If they beat Michigan, definitely watch out for a great season. If they lose by a small amount, it's definitely still going to be possible to have a great season. But you can kind of tell how the team is going to be. If they can get some momentum early on in the season, that is really what's going to help them. Northwestern, 4th game in the season. They'll be more of a tougher one. I think Northwestern still will be pretty good next year. So they got 2 tough games right in a row. You got Kent State the next week. Should be kind of a break there. Would not expect Kent State to beat Wisconsin. But then you got Michigan State also at home. And then you got your road games coming up. You got at Illinois, at Ohio State 2 weeks in a row. Ohio State will be a very tough game. But I do believe that Illinois game will be a win. You got Iowa at home, at Nebraska versus Purdue at home, then at Minnesota. So really, the last stretch of your season is going to be pretty tough because you got 4 road games out of your final 6. So really, it's going to be a tough way to end your season. But of course, the beginning of your season is probably going to be your easier part since you get to be at home for 5 of the 6 games. Really the last 5 games, it's tough to tell whether they're going to win them or not yet. I'm not going to put any of those games in green. The games in green that I do have, Central Michigan, Kent State, and Illinois, those all should be givens, I think. It'll probably be easier to beat Illinois, I think, than USF. USF is going to be more further away. And, USF, we've seen them. They've been good teams in the past. And last year they were okay. They weren't as good as the year before, but they were still pretty good. I think USF should be it'll be more of a tougher game. Don't expect to win that game yet. Estimated record for next year for Wisconsin, 6-6 to 10-2, I think. I can't really see them getting 11 wins next season. I hate to say it, but if you go 11 wins, that means you can only lose 1 game on the schedule. That means if you were to lose a road game, you'd have to win all the rest of your road games plus all your home games. Would not be easy for Wisconsin next season. This is still a team with a lot of potential, and they were not able to use it last season. Last season, definitely if their offense could have been better, once again, definitely could have been a very dangerous team, but they just weren't able to connect the dots there. Definitely Wisconsin should make a run for the Big Ten Championship next year. I think it's going to be between them and Nebraska, I think. One of those 2 teams, either Wisconsin or Nebraska, will make the Big Ten Championship next year. So that's why that game on November 16th at Nebraska is going to be very, very crucial for this Wisconsin team. It's not going to be an easy one either. You may think, why am I saying Nebraska is going to make a run for it? I think that team really has a ton of potential. We saw them at the end of last season. That's when they really started to play well, even though they went 4-8. Then with Scott Frost in there, going to be a dangerous game there. So watch out for that as well. Anyway, that's it for this schedule preview. More to come. We got 3 more Big Ten schedule previews remaining. Then we are on to the Pac-12. So yeah, once again, guys, thank you guys all for watching. Show some support, and only if you like to, and I will see you all later.